for my next video, I thought I'd do another news articles until I finish up some of my other reviews that are coming up soon. So, the article that I will be doing is this. It's another article by that park. Star Wars Outlaws creative director name drops Ghost of Tsushima as his biggest reference. This article came out today, and it is done by John F. Trent. Now, let's get into this, shall we? Star Wars Outlaws creative director Julian Gregory name drops Ghost of Tsushima as his biggest reference for the upcoming Star Wars game. Speaking with Games Radar, Gregory reacted to reporter Dustin Bailey's comments that he thought the game reminded him of Red Dead Redemption. He stated, "It's super interesting because my biggest reference was Ghost of Tsushima, which is more of Kurosawa's side of inspiration than the Western, the John Ford side of the inspiration for George Lucas." Gregory continued, "Red Dead Redemption is phenomenal because it treats the world as a world, not as a checklist of activities that are repeated often. But I think that Ghost of Tsushima, what I loved about it was the purity of having a player fantasy and really leaning into it. This is the story, the world, the character. Everything fits together with the gameplay guiding everything. That's the fantasy of you are a samurai ninja in Japan. That was one of the guiding lights for this," he elaborated. As Bailey notes, Gregory and developer Massive want to make players believe they are outlaws in Star Wars. However, early reactions to the game do not appear to be convincing players this is the case. Following IGN releasing 10 minutes of gameplay footage for the game, gamers torched it. The video currently has 94,000 dislikes. Oof. That is not good. In the comments, players made it clear they had no intention of purchasing and playing the game. IGN single-handedly saving us all money, wrote Centurion Atura. Former Bandit added, "How to save 80 euros in 10 minutes. Curtain Thaw 4984 commented that thermal detonation is the worst thing I've ever seen in a modern video game. LMAO. Startenbug added, "Guys, the AI is completely lifelike. It was just programmed by the director of the Secret Service." Oh, that burn. Although I do find that funny. On top of this negative feedback, Gregory has previously indicated that the game will make it difficult for players to be immersed in the world of Star Wars, and Massive have created, given they decided to make the game's protagonist, K-Boss, a much more modern protagonist. He told Game Informer, I think she's much more modern protagonist than we usually see in games. She's somebody who is very much a street thief who gets thrown into things that are beyond her control, and that she kind of has to think her way out of, and that makes it a little bit more relatable than somebody who has all the confidence and sarcasm and just comes off as somebody who is not believable," Gregory explained. He added, "So having her be relatable in that way was something extremely important for us." Gregory previously told Edge Magazine via Games Radar that his team intentionally tried to make the character more relatable by having her be a rookie. He explained that the team wanted her to be a little bit more relatable, so they made her more of a rookie, a petty thief who ends up in a situation that's much bigger than they ever expect. Game director Mathis Carlson also claimed Bass is relatable because she's not a Jedi. Carlson said, "I think it's very relatable as a human being on planet Earth that this character doesn't have any magical powers or properties beyond her daring. Her skills, her tools, and her buddy Nick. The personality type is also perfectly suited for going on a swashbuckling adventure. I think that's something I really resonated with, thinking about this character in terms of building a game and gameplay around it," he added. What do you make of Gregory name-dropping Ghost of Tsushima and the idea that this game is supposed to immerse players as outlaws in Star Wars? Now, this concept is not bad per se, but with the language that he was using and the whole terms of modern audience, like he says, like right here, he told Game Informer, "I think she's a much more modern protagonist." Whenever I hear terms like that just screams bad writing. There's been so many things that have used modern protagonist, modern audience. Whenever I hear terms like that, I usually turns me off because while the terrible writing. And just to put it bluntly, the game does not look all that good. That 10 minutes of gameplay that IGN showed, that's not IGN's fault. They just released it because Ubisoft wanted to. I don't understand why Ubisoft decided to release that portion of the game, because it looked, I understand, to me it looked mediocre. I was not impressed by it, although I can understand why other people thought it looked terrible. The explosions look awful. Normally to me, graphics don't mean a whole lot. I prefer more stylized stuff. Those tend to hold up more. That's why a lot of games from like the GameCube era still hold up really well, because of just the art style holds things up a lot better. That's why I've kind of been turned off of more modern looking games, because a lot of times, especially nowadays, stuff will look less appealing or look downright worse than games that came out 10 years ago. And just overall, the game does not look good. And just this right here, this face doesn't help. And then there are other shots like this one right here. This one's fine. It doesn't look atrocious. It doesn't look that great either, but the inconsistencies of the main character's face also has warning signs with me, because a lot of terrible games has ugly looking main characters. For me personally, if there is an option to play as a female character or a male character, I usually tend to play as a female character, because I actually want something nice to look at while I'm playing for 10 plus hours. That's currently why, that's usually why I play female characters. Plus, just to put it bluntly, the female characters usually tend to have nicer looking armor, and I usually prefer a character to be quicker on their feet, and overall, I prefer the look. A lot of times, that's the case with me, and it's just, the game does not look good. It looks boring, mediocre, and with it being done by Ubisoft, and it's an open world game, I wouldn't doubt it if it's just another one of those Ubisoft slop, check off the list type of open world games. I've never liked them. I don't really play them. So anyway, that's all I got for this. Let me know down below in the comments of what you think of Star Wars Outlaws. And yeah, if you enjoyed my content thus far, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Click the bell for future notifications, and please don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. And of course, this has been Ryder. I'm out.